Ahead of next year's legislative session, one lawmaker says he plans to push a new tax on Washington companies through a statewide payroll tax. During today's press conference, Representative Sean Scott says a payroll tax will generate billions of dollars every year. The idea is to make companies pay a payroll tax for every high-earning employee. A similar tax is already in effect in Seattle, and Scott says it's time to make it statewide. He also argues it's needed to combat President Trump's big, beautiful bill. Scott, who is the first Democratic socialist to be elected into the legislature, answered questions after his announcement, including one addressing concerns about companies cutting jobs or even incentivized not to pay workers high salaries if his tax passes.
When I hear people voice concerns about jobs that might be shed, which is a very important question, there are many deindustrialized communities throughout Washington state that have been hit very hard by corporations that did decide to relocate because they didn't want to pay what they owed in taxes. But then I don't hear any concerns around the fact that many of these corporations are actively investing in technology that is designed to divest from human labor. That strikes me as incredibly disingenuous, because what it shows is that many corporations are doing the job shedding on their own volition.
Now we're coming up with another idea to go after businesses who are already struggling in our state and are already moving. And it's especially aggravating to see a tax that has been so detrimental on Seattle alone, to see that move statewide and assume it's going to have any sort of positive net effect on jobs and business in the state is really insane.
Representative Chris Corey there says the $9 billion in taxes passed this year by the legislature against businesses was already hurtful, and that more taxes like a payroll one next year will hurt the overall economy. We also heard from Washington Roundtable, a nonprofit consisting of executives of big private sector employers. President Rachel Smith says, in part, quote, "Instead of repeating a cycle that isn't working, tax first, plan later, and never bother to do the math on the impact, we should hit reset. That means working with state leaders on real solutions that curb rising costs, focus on affordability, and deliver results people can see and feel in their communities. It means managing spending, avoiding budget maneuvers that kick the can, and prioritizing reforms that make government work better, not just get bigger."